I can't tell you it's sacred. That's what he told me. I'm not making it up. Unbelievable. Because they have their prayer things. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why prayer doesn't work. Why it's bullshit. Prayer does not work. It's bullshit. The first reason, it doesn't fucking work. I mean, even when I was growing up, I prayed for the little pygmies in New Guinea. I did that shit. They're still fucking starving, bloating, and AIDS is ramping up at, I think it was 70% last time I checked. 70% AIDS. And there's people, according to Christians, according to Mormons, according to Catholics, they pray for them all the time. Nothing's a changing. It's getting fucking worse. So obviously, prayers don't work. Prayer does not count whenever you're driving through Walmart and you pray to God, please, God, could you please find me someplace near the front of Walmart so I don't have to walk a fucking mile with my groceries, and all of a sudden you see one. That is not a prayer. I guarantee you, if there is a God somewhere, if he did exist, the last thing he's listening to is your fucking parking recommendations or requests. Number 2, it's a waste of time. I think that people that are pious, okay, pious meaning of God, that pray like they're supposed to. They get up in the morning, they go to bed, they pray during lunches and breakfast and before every fucking dinner, because it's not like God doesn't know you're eating, if there is one. If you add that all up in a lifetime, that is hundreds upon hundreds of hours of doing fucking nothing. Go do something. You don't have to pray all the fucking time. Go build a house. Feed the poor. Do something. Number 3, the reason that prayer is bullshit is because it contradicts God's plan. Now, here, I'm going to explain it to you because I know I have a ton of Christian people and Muslim and all that kind of stuff praying. It contradicts God's plan. See, God has a plan. According to the Bible, and he knows everything that's going to happen anywhere, all forever, through eternity, each individual person. Why? Because he's fucking God, right? He knows. Knows everything that's going to happen. Everything has been set forth and put into place because he's allowing everything to happen because he's God. The point is what the fuck are you praying for? You want him to change his mind? If your uncle is fucking dying with fucking stomach cancer and he's writhing in pain and all that shit, praying to God ain't going to help it. Why? Because that's God's plan for that motherfucker to be in pain, according to the people that believe in God. Why pray? What the fuck are you praying for? It's not doing any good. Well, I prayed the other day, and my niece, we were praying to make sure that she didn't have cancer, and, we had the church and the community and all that kind of stuff, and next thing I know, we prayed, she didn't have cancer. You know who you need to thank is the fucking doctor. Thank the person that found the cancer that was probably fucking wrong. It would, oops, shit, looked like a mass to me. We didn't biopsy it, we didn't do anything, but there you go. Whenever you go and you're going into an operation, what's the first thing you do whenever you come out of a major operation? You thank God you're still alive. Thank that fucking surgeon that's sitting over there. Fuck God. Thank the surgeon. That guy obviously stayed up at night and became a fucking surgeon and is smart as shit. Thank him. The whole family should go over. Thank you, doctor, so much. I don't think God put himself in somebody's hands and proceeded to do an operation. Or God would have said, listen, doc, move out of the way. Let me cure this shit and move on. Come on. The 4th reason is that Christians do it wrong. They pray their pious asses off. And they do it in fucking public. You pray before you eat. You pray in church. You pray in... Let me tell you something. Especially you Christians. Let me tell you something. Matthew 6, verses 5 and 6 say, Keep your ass in the closet and pray. Do not pray. Keep that amongst yourselves. That is your own personal space, your own personal time with me. Now, I don't have the exact quote right here or scripture, but that's what it says. Let all those other people out there praying because they're doing it fucking wrong. That's what the Bible says. You pray in peace in your own closet. And I'm sure closet is a metaphor for your own fucking house, where nobody can mess with you and nobody can see you. Now, the fifth reason is there's no one worth praying to. There's none. I mean, if we're going to look at every god, well, at least the ones we've dealt with so far, you know, whether it be Islamic or Christian or Judeo or whatever, it's not worth praying to. It's a figment of your imagination. You want so bad to be some sort of life after you leave this earth. That's what you want so bad. You can't understand the fact that you're going to go into fucking stardust or you're just going to fucking decompose. And that's it. It's the end of your life. You're over. There's nobody worth praying to. That's what makes praying the ultimate bullshit factor. I'm going to pray for you. But before I pray to you, there was, if you haven't gotten it yet or you haven't gone to see it, there is a show, a Broadway show, and I think it comes to, I don't know, every major city and all that kind of stuff, called The Book of Mormon. And it was made by the South Park creators, and it is absolutely fucking hilarious. It is the best thing. And I don't even go to plays, and it's fucking incredible. So what I want you to do is I got a little excerpt. It's about 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Then we'll end it. I'm not going to go on and on for 3 hours now. But we'll go ahead and end it. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please make sure that you write me. And that's the Atheist Agenda at hushmail.com, HUSHMAIL. The Atheist Agenda at hushmail.com. And after this, when we come back, I'll go over 2 emails. And because I like to start bringing that to you every day. And we are going to have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and possibly Saturday. We are going to have shows. We're going to have all of those starting at 9 p.m. This is my scheduled time. I had to work everything out, and that is our definite scheduled time. And that's going to be 9 p.m. Central. So, take a look at what they call the All-American Prophet, and it is from the Book of Mormon. This is an actual song, and I thought you guys might like it. So take a listen, and let me know what you think.
You all know the Bible is made of testaments old and new. You've been told it's just those 2 parts, or only one if you're a Jew. But what if I were to tell you there's a fresh 3rd part out there, which was found by a hip new prophet who had a little Donny Osmond flair. Have you heard of the All-American Prophet? The blonde-haired, blue-eyed voice of God. He didn't come from the Middle East like those other holy men. No, God's favorite prophet was All-American. I'm gonna take you back to biblical times. 1823. An American man named Joe living on a farm in the holy land of Rochester, New York.
You mean the Mormon prophet Joseph Smith?
That's right, that young man spoke to God.
He spoke to God?
And God said, Joe, people really need to know that the Bible isn't 2 parts. There's a part 3 to the Bible, Joe. And I, God, have anointed you to dig up this part 3 that is buried by a tree on the hill in your backyard.
Wow, God says go to your backyard and start digging. That makes perfect sense.
Joseph Smith went up on that hill and dug where he was told. And deep in the ground, Joseph found shining plates of gold.
What are these golden plates? Who buried them here and why?
Then appeared an angel. His name was Moroni.
I am Moroni.
The All-American Angel. All-American. My people lived here long, long ago. This is the history of my race. Please read the words within. We were Jews who met with Christ, but we were let anybody see these plates except for you. They're only for you to see. Even if people ask you to show the plates to them, don't. Just copy them onto normal paper. Even though this might make them question if the plates are real or not. This is sort of what God is going for. Joseph took the plates home and wrote down what he found inside. He turned those plates into a book, then he rushed into town and cried.
Hey, God spoke to me and gave me this blessed ancient tome. He had commanded me to publish it and stick it in every home.
Wow, so the Bible is actually a trilogy, and the Book of Mormon is Return of the Jedi? I'm interested.
Now, many people didn't believe the prophet Joseph Smith. They thought he'd made up this part 3 that was buried by a tree on the hill in his backyard.
Liar!
But Joseph...
This is no lie. Speak to God all the time, and he told me to head west. So I'll take my part 3 from the hill with the tree. Feel free if you'd like to come along with me to the promised land.
The promised land?
Paradise on the west coast. Nothing but fruit and fields as far as the eye can see.
Have you heard of the all-American prophet? He found a brand new book about Jesus Christ. We're following him to paradise. We call ourselves Mormon, and our new religion is all-American.
Wow, how much does it cost?
The Mormons kept on searching for that place to settle down. But every time they thought they'd found it, they got kicked out of town. And even though people wanted to see the golden plates, Joseph never showed up.
I have maggots in my scrotum.
Okay. Well, anyway, now comes the part of our story that gets a little bit sad. On the way to the promised land, Mormons made people mad. Joseph was shot by an angry mob and knew he'd soon be done.
You must lead the people now, my good friend Brigham Young. Oh God, why are you letting me die without having me show people the plates? They'll have no proof I was telling the truth or not. They'll have to believe it just 'cause. Oh, I guess that's kinda what you were going for.
The prophet Joseph Smith died for what he believed in. But his followers, they kept heading west. And Brigham Young led them to paradise, a sparkling land in Utah they called Salt Lake City. And there...
I love that. That was great. Anyway, if you haven't got the album, they do have an album, or you can just pull it up on fucking YouTube. That's what I did. And they'll have all those songs for you, and they're fucking hilarious. They're great. But, yeah. Mormons. I tell you what, out of all the religions, though, that we've covered so far, well, not many, but out of all the religions, that is great. I mean, with the exception of, marrying off 10-year-old kids and shit, which evidently they don't do anymore. Unless, you're one of those radical Muslim groups. Mormon groups. Sorry, Muslims, I didn't mean to pick on you. You got enough death threats, I don't know. It's not bad. They haven't started fucking wars over, you better believe in me or we're going to kill you. They haven't, other than them annoying fucking missionaries that are everywhere, they don't really do shit, And they're pretty nice people. I mean, you don't have to worry about any kind of ulterior motives, really, So, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. All right, I have got 2 emails, rather. And this is our listener emails. And I'm going to have a nice little promo on this in the next couple of weeks, too, to kind of intro our emails. And now, I haven't prepared responses for these. I mean, I wrote them down, and or printed them off, whatever you want to say. And, these are, again, right off the top. These are two that I'm going to do right off the top because now I've been going on for, I don't know, like fucking 7